On the 7th of June 2017, what should have been a normal veld fire under benign conditions became an inferno that would lead to the death of 7 people, close to 1,200 homes destroyed, and about 20,000 hectares of vegetation burnt. Much of it natural forests, fynbos, and alien invasive plant species. On that day, the Western and Southern Cape were experiencing the worst windstorm in 30 years, winds exceeding more than 90 kilometers an hour, and drought conditions having created a tinderbox of dried vegetation in the greater Knysna area. That contributed towards a volatile environment for an uncontrollable wildfire, the high temperatures and strong berg winds only needing a small flame to start the perfect storm. The fire lasted 12 days. But now experts are again warning that this area is facing the potential of an even bigger event, the possibility of another fire that, if those conditions occur again, will make June of 2017 look like child's play.
Yeah, Jeff, so Dr. Guy Preston had approached the district municipality in sort of early 2017, and he warned them of the fuel load, the conditions. We were going into a dry phase. We had lots of berg winds and just dry conditions, so there was a lot of fuel around, and he warned them of the 2017 fires, and then they occurred. He's subsequently done some analysis of the area, and he's come through, and he reckons the fuel load is even higher now, and that's from the regrowth. So all those seeds got stimulated of a lot of the alien vegetation, and he reckons the fuel load is now higher than it was in 2017. And he's forecast, and this was late last year, that the next fire is going to be even bigger than the 2017 because of the fuel load. And he's done a series of talks from Mossel Bay through to Plettenberg Bay, and warned different municipal areas that if they don't get on top of alien clearing now, it's the big one's coming. He's talking stuff that's next to the urban centres.
So what is the onus now on the municipality to clear, or would you say that landowners have got to start taking responsibility and smaller groups? Or are we past the stage of saying, okay, well, we're just going to keep relying on the municipality too?
I think it's got to be a composite approach. We have to have small holdings, make sure that you've got defendable areas and safe areas for your homesteads particularly, and so getting rid of your aliens. The larger property owners, definitely make sure that you've got your fire breaks in place, and once again, defendable areas around your homesteads and your structures. And then the larger landowners here, your parastatals, your big pine plantations, and have to also look at getting rid of the alien vegetation. But I would start, because the biggest risk to life and loss of items is urban centres. Those areas should be where you start off, simply because that's where the biggest threat is.
Are we looking at potentially something that's going to affect communities that would never in the past have had a concern?
Definitely, Jeff. If we look at what the conditions are, so even let's go back to the 2017 fire. The threat was, so we know what happened to Knysna, over 500 homes lost there. Sedgefield was under threat for a number of days. Brenton-on-Sea had to evacuate, and then Buffalo Bay was also at risk with that coming in. So that's what we're facing. And with the fuel load, yes, definitely, you've got wilderness that's under threat. They're doing a little bit of clearing west or northwest of George, at Fontaine area there. But there's other areas that, it just has to get in, come through. And then Knysna as well. Knysna is also at a big risk. If you drive into Knysna now, everything that was burnt is now just dense vegetation, and if that dries out and we get the conditions, so some of the conditions that were important for that fire that fueled it was a dry spell, so we had dry fuel on the ground, fuel load, so massive amount of biomass, and then those dry berg winds.